We're continuing the 2000. Actually, no, sorry. We conclude the 2021 season previews today with the final team in the North Division, the Western Conference. Well, not really the Western Conference, but you know what I mean. And the entire NHL. The Winnipeg Jets, a team who went out surprisingly, at least to me, against the Calgary Flames in the play-in rounds. And now, it's looking pretty interesting. Their defense is Their offense looks good on the top six, and the goaltending is the goaltending. So, let's get into what happened last season for the Winnipeg Jets and what can happen in 2021 from my perspective, of course. Now, first off, if you are new to the channel, welcome. I am glad you have arrived. And also, if you haven't already, please go down below and subscribe. At the time of recording this video, at least, we are only 14 subscribers away from 700 subscribers total. And if we can make it there before the start of the season on Wednesday, that would be incredible as well. Excuse me. And I hope we can do that. I have high hopes. Honestly, I have high hopes for everything these days. Everything is just a big flick on the wrist, all that good stuff. So, take that what you will. And also, thank you so much for the support on the season previews throughout the past 30 videos that we've made regarding these. It's been incredible. We've had a total of, I want to say, almost 2,000 views when you combine all these together. Actually, no, it's probably over like 5,000 views, or maybe even 10,000, close to 10,000 views total out of all these videos when you add up to it. And then we'll see how the Jets video does. One of our videos is in the top 5 for the most popular videos ever on the channel with 468 views. The Red Wings video, which will keep growing in all aspects, and it may even go to 4th, and someday maybe 1st. And then you even have the Colorado Avalanche one, which has 61 views, somewhere around that range. And yeah, that one was doing pretty good as well. The Senators one did really good too. The St. Louis Blues one did good as well. The Rangers one had a couple views. The Vancouver Canucks one did good also. Basically, all of them went good. I want to say at least 3/4 of them got over 100 views, which is something that the channel does not experience often. So I want to thank you guys so much for that. And also, if you haven't already, please go down below and check out my links for my other social medias, which includes my Twitter account, my Instagram, my Discord, and my TikTok. So if you want to go follow all those social medias, I'm almost at 300 on Instagram. We're only 80 away from 2,000 total on TikTok. And then Discord has been struggling lately, but that's alright because I haven't really been paying too much attention to that. I need to find more people to help me manage that more and more securely. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into what happened last season for the Winnipeg Jets. And in all honesty, wasn't that bad of a one. So when you look at last season for the Winnipeg Jets, I say to myself, you know what? This doesn't look too bad. Last season, they played 71 games, had 37 wins, 28 losses, and 6 overtimes for a total of 80 points. They were 20th in the NHL. Not that bad of a season when you are in a fairly competitive, and arguably you could argue it was the most competitive division the whole season because every team made the playoffs in that division, the Central Division. So, it's an interesting thing to look at there. They were 20th in the league, and then it all just exploded for Winnipeg, honestly. They played Calgary. Game 1, they lose Scheifele and Laine. You could argue they're their two best forwards, however you want to say that. They lose 2 great goal scorers, and arguably their 2 best forwards, and they go out in 4 games. That's really tough. I don't blame Winnipeg for anything there. You can blame Calgary, you can blame Matthew Tkachuk, you can blame anything with that. But yes, I think the injuries of Scheifele and Laine definitely play a huge role in why they lost to that series. Because I didn't even have Calgary making the playoffs. I'll admit, I was underestimating Calgary a little bit, but I still thought that Winnipeg would be able to hold out and make the playoffs, especially with their great goaltending. And no, they just turned out to just not do that, and it sucks. It just really does suck, honestly. I mean, they could have gone so far, but then they just go out like that. So, it's tough, but it is what it is. Your key departures list for the Winnipeg Jets is a big one. We're going to get into here. Starting off here, defenseman Anthony Bitetto, defenseman Dmitry Kulikov, forward Cody Eakin, really a rental, forward Nicholas Shore, defenseman Carl Dahlstrom, forward Logan Shaw, forward Gabriel Bork, and forward Mark Letesto. So, let's start off with the offensive departures. So, Eakin and Shore. Eakin a rental. Shore didn't really play a big role. Shaw, Bork, and Letesto as the other guys Not really surprised that they left as well. I think their offense will do fine without them. The defense, though. The defense scares me. They lost Benedetto, Kulikov, and Dahlstrom. Now, look. The Jets' defense has taken a huge pummeling over the past 2 years. You lose Trouba, you lose DeMello, you lose Dustin Byfuglien to everything that went down with him, and then you lose these three defenders who are really deaf defenders, honestly. And what does it look like now? You have a few younger guys coming up, but who's really going to step up to the plate and say, you know what, I think I can actually manage with this team? It's just honestly a huge question because the defense, we'll get into it a little bit more once we get to the lineups. But with this defense, it just does look scary, in all honesty. So yeah, these key departures will hurt in a few areas, but in all honesty, I think they'll come out of it fine, especially with the guys that they got in their key arrivals. Your key arrivals for the Winnipeg Jets consist of, I have him in a question mark because he has not been exactly confirmed to be a signed player yet. But forward Trevor Lewis, he's currently on a PTO, so we'll see how he affects Winnipeg. And then goalie Cole Kedler, no one I've ever heard of. I haven't even heard of that guy before, so we'll see how he does in Winnipeg as well. And then here come the real guys who've actually signed. You have forward Paul Stastny. Arguably, people are going to get mad at me for this because people criticize this move all the time. Arguably the most underrated move that Winnipeg's made. I think Paul Stastny, although he's coming to his career a bit old, he has a historical family. You look at his season with the Vegas Golden Knights. I look at that and I say he's probably played the best 2 seasons of his career because when you look at it in advanced stats and analytically, it looks really good. Like he's played really good the past 2 years. So I'm very excited to see how he's going to do on that second or third center spot for Winnipeg. And then you have forward Nate Thompson added there as well. Probably a depth forward, probably a fourth line guy. If anything, I don't see him playing third line. Maybe a little bit. Depends on how Paul Stastny plays. And then you have Derek Forbot, who is a defenseman. So we'll see how Forbot improves in that defense. More than likely going to play a second, maybe third pairing. I don't see him going up to first. But yeah, Forbot, a good solid depth defender there. I think he will definitely help out Winnipeg's defense. But they need more. They need more in that area. And they acquired some good forwards, some good underrated guys. I'm just pretty excited for Winnipeg heading into next season. Honestly, just the defense is the only thing that scares me. Your projected lineup offensively for the Winnipeg Jets consists of, starting off on the left wing side there, you have Kyle Connor, Nikolai Ehlers, Matthew Perrault, and Andrew Copp. And then you have Harkins and Tinato. I might have said that wrong. As your left wing there. I can't read the board. I'm sorry. Center core there, you have Mark Scheifele. Then you have Paul Stastny. Then you have Adam Lowry. And then you have Nate Thompson. Then you have Gustafsson as your filling guy there. On the right wing side, you have Blake Wheeler, Patrick Laine, Jack Roslovic. We'll get into that in a second here. Mason Appleton, and then Lewis and Dono as your filling guys. So, let's go top 6. Top 6, Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Blake Wheeler, Nikolai Ehlers, Paul Stastny, and Patrick Laine. Line by line now. Connor, Scheifele, and Wheeler. Good offensive line. Kyle Connor, very underrated. I think Wheeler will play well as a captain, but I do think that Patrick Laine will definitely push for first line, which is the bigger thing there. Scheifele will play good center. Then on the second line there, you have Nikolai Ehlers, another good underrated player. Then you have Stastny, and then you have Laine. So Laine, been in trade rumors a lot there. I don't see him getting traded. I've said it so many times before. It just doesn't look realistic, especially with the teams that they're trading him, that they're trying to get him to. For the guys they're trying to trade back, it's just not going to work out. So I don't think trading Laine is the best move for Winnipeg. But yeah, I think he plays on the second, maybe first line of points. We'll see how he does there. Bottom 6 there, Jacob Perrault, Adam Lowry, and Roslovic. So Perrault can go down the fourth line if Andrew Copp plays well. Lowry can go up to second potentially. That's a big argument there, but I'm not sure. And then Roslovic. We'll get into Roslovic right now. I plan to make a video on Roslovic at some point, probably around next week, talking about Roslovic and how he's kind of become the new Elias Anderson. Well, not in a way, but you know what I mean. So, Roslovic said he requested a trade. He wants a new contract. He's currently an RFA, and I don't think he's been in training camp. I'm actually almost 100% sure he hasn't been. So there you go. Roslovic, He's not going to be on this lineup, but I put him there. I put an asterisk next to him to see if he's not dealed out of Winnipeg, he probably will play there and gets re-signed. If he isn't dealed there, Mason Appleton will move up to third line there, and Lewis and Dono, all that stuff there. So yeah, then you have on the fourth line there Andrew Kopp, who can push for third line, depending on how Matthew Perrault plays. Nate Thompson, a good fourth line center, and then you have Mason Appleton, who could push for first line, depending on what happens with Jack Roslovic. So yeah, look at that offense. The top six looks good. The bottom six may want some more work. I think, Roslovic, again, he hasn't really exploded like he was projected to be. He's been given 3 years of a chance. Still hasn't been signed by Winnipeg, and I don't even expect him to be signed by Winnipeg. Honestly, I think you may get dealed out before he gets signed. So, take that what you will and everything. And yeah, honestly, it's just a scary thing when it comes to that. The bottom six looks a little bit. I'm not sure, but I think guys will definitely push up there like Lewis and Dono and other guys like Gustafsson. I think those guys will push up there to help out with the offense in that lineup area. Moving on to the defense there for the Jets. Starting off on the lefty side, you have Dylan DeMello, Derek Forbot, Nathan Billio, and then you have Spiza and Heinola as your guys on the fill-in area. On the right side there, you have Josh Morrissey, Neil Pioink, and then Tucker Pullman, and then Sammy Niku as your fill-in guy, for me at least. So let's look at this. Starting out by pair, DeMello and Morrissey. Morrissey is probably Winnipeg's best defender right now. Morrissey, I think, is that best guy in there. And then you have DeMello, who the lefty side looks weak. I think DeMello may get pushed down the second line. Depending on how Forbot plays, that depends. That really depends, in all honesty. And yeah, it's I don't know. That D pairing looks decent with Morrissey on it. I'm not sure. You have Forbot and Pioink next. Pioink, not that bad, but I'm just optimistic of how he's going to play with new arrival Derek Forbot. Then you have Billio and Pullman as your third pairing. I'm still really just wondering about what that's going to work like. Yeah, it's really just a big question when it comes down to it. We're going to see what this defense is going to do. High expectations for a lot of these guys. Heinola has high expectations. Spiza has high expectations. Niku, Pullman, Forbot, the young guys, and Forbot's not really that young, but you know what I mean. All the young guys on this team have really young expectations, and these guys are going to have to be dependent on to come up to the team and play. Honestly, that's really just what it isn't. That really is just what it is. Just when it comes down to it, it's up to the young guys to lead this team. Okay, moving on to the goaltending there for the Jets. Starting off in the starting position, you have Connor Hellebuyck, of course. Then you have Laurent Brossoit, and then you have Eric Comrie as your third guy. So let's look at this. Connor Hellebuyck, one of the best goalies in the league. Doesn't get talked about that much, but is one of the best goalies in the league. I will bring it down to that. Hellebuyck has played great for the Jets last season, the season before. He's played great almost the entire time he's been in Winnipeg. And he's had a slow start, but then he's come out of that, pushed out of that, and came up and played great goaltending for the Jets. And some people say, is this his ceiling? If you ask me, I don't think so. I think his ceiling's even higher than what happened last season. I think his ceiling is not what happened last season. I think it's going to be even more. It's going to be crazy on how we're going to see how this Jets team does with this great goaltending. You have Brossoit as your backup, who is a good backup, pretty underrated backup. And then you have Eric Comrie as your third guy, who is also another good third goaltender. So yeah, this Jets team just looks interesting in that area. The goaltending looks good. The defense is iffy as heck. The forwards on one half, it looks great. The bottom half, it just looks, I don't know. So yeah, we're going to see how this defense works. We're going to see how the bottom six goes. And we're going to see if we're going to see Connor Hellebuyck's ceiling for the Jets next season. And finally now we have the playoff prediction. Do I think the Winnipeg Jets will make the 2021 Stanley Cup playoffs? The answer is no. I have them barely missing. Honestly. It's so competitive. My top guys are Toronto, the two Alberta teams, and then either Montreal or Vancouver. And then I have Winnipeg, Ottawa, and then one of the two teams I mentioned missing the playoffs. It is so tough when it comes to that division that I honestly don't know. Winnipeg has a good shot at making it. They just need to improve their defense. improve their bottom six a little bit more, and improve their goal and not the goaltending, and the goaltending just stays solid. But I think that if everything goes right, if they can bring in some more guys, this team has a solid shot at least making the playoffs. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank y'all for watching and for the constant support on the season previews throughout all of them. It's great to say that I finished all these. And yeah, thank y'all for watching and all the constant support on the channel. And I'll see you guys later today for a news time.